to those companies because I knew how much passion and work they put behind their craft. And for me, it was just time to just go back at them as a form of recognition, or just to say thank you and just share my story with them. So yeah, so if you want to talk games with me, absolutely, you can do that, any kind. So even board games, you name it, I'm here. So for those who don't know what Gamelight is, Gamelight has apps, which are reward and marketing platforms. And for those who are not familiar what reward and marketing platforms are basically a space where users come across new games and they play them in exchange of a final reward, which could be like a tangible reward, like Google Play Store credit or Amazon gift cards, like these kind of things. But yet, we managed to get all these achievements. I'm just gonna quickly go quickly at them. For example, top 3 top UA according to AppsFlyer's 2023 index, just behind 2 companies named Google and Meta. We have the largest reward and marketing platform for mobile games, but also we have top 5 largest ad network according to Singular Snapshot. But not only this, we also managed to achieve rewards because of this, such as Best AI Tool at .com Awards, Best Advertising Platform at App Growth Awards, or even Best Mobile Marketing Platform at Digiday Technology. And this all are just signs that we're leading towards the right direction, and we're very satisfied with what we achieved so far. And yeah, we're very excited to what's more to come. So, some of you might know about us already, but how many of you actually know what is behind Gamelight? So I'm just gonna quickly dive into our team. We are 20+ team members, which is very exciting. We broke this number really recently on February. When I joined last year, there was 16, 17 people, and now we just become 20+, which is very exciting. We are based in Hamburg, Germany. I'm the only one from the business development team who actually works on site, which is honestly great. I'm very excited about the office. And yeah, most of our colleagues work remotely. Matter of fact, 12 geos we live in. The lead of sales, some of you might know her, Valentina, works from Montreal, Canada. Others work from Toronto all the way to China. So it's very multicultural, and it's great. It's a lovely team. And then we speak 10+ languages. So if you want to speak English with me, you can speak English. Se volete parlare in italiano, parliamo in italiano. Not to be a show-off, I kind of did, but just to kind of give you the idea that if English is not your forte, I think we got you covered. And then 25+ pets. We're very pet-friendly. I don't know how many cats the co-founders have, but quite a lot. I just only have one small Maltese called Argo. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Ulysses, but yeah, it's staying at my mind's place because it's a bit of a rascal. I'm good where I am right now. And like I said, we've only been around since 2022, so we're very young, but yet we achieved so much. And all these even when you look at a team and how much we grew, these are all signs that we're achieving results, and we're very proud of them. So I think the main question that we need to ask ourselves is, what made us get here? Because one thing is just being around since 2022, and another thing is what we achieved so far since 2022. So I think it's right to understand first, how does a user get to come across our titles first, and then we're going to quickly dive into some of the particular aspects of how we managed to get to this point. So I made a quick 101 3-step info of how a reward and marketing platform works and how users get to come across them. So the first thing obviously is just to get it installed. So whether it's word of mouth, whether it's an advertisement that they find maybe on social medias or as an offer wall. Could also be organic. I'm not, excluding this option. They just come across it on the App Store and they, just interested. And oh, okay, I'm just gonna give it a go. So that's the very first step. The second one, which I think is the most important so far, is about data tracking. So the user will not receive recommendations unless they allow us to get a look of their app usage data. Why is that? Because this helps us to understand the user that we have in front of us. We don't feel right to start doing recommendations and put the money that our partners have given us to waste, basically. So what we do is the user will allow us to give that a look, And also, they will share like age and gender, which is also like for targeting purposes. And so that's the very second step. And then the third one is the simplest one. They will start getting recommendations, and the user will start engaging with them and just have a good time. So this what happens like step by step on how the process looks. But I want to focalize on what happens once they allow us to look at this app usage data to the point when we start doing the recommendations. And this is where one of our competitive advantages comes up. So the real thing that lays behind our success, one of the things is our homemade algorithm. So, and trust me, as an Italian, I know quite a lot about homemade things, all right? You got the pizza, you got the mozzarella, but one of our co-founders didn't have no pizza, didn't have no mozzarella, but had a computer and made this wonderful, wonderful tool, which is doing wonders for us. And why is that? Because it's extremely efficient, first of all. So it's able to read through all this like massive data that is collected in, throughout the lifespan of the device that you've been having for all this time. And it, reads up anything, even how many times you throw the trash per week, just to give you an example. But it's not really looking at that, of course. But it's a very efficient tool that is able to read what you'll enjoy and what you don't enjoy. I will also look later on how it's also working in terms of like recommendations, because we also do personalized recommendations to our users. And not only that, we've also been able to implement another great aspect, which is AI optimization. So what this helps us with is that it's able to optimize in real time a campaign without any form of human interaction, which is, first of all, extremely time-saving, because just to give you an idea, we have more than 100 campaigns running at the same time. Imagine just finding the time, sitting, optimizing one by one each campaign, and it takes a lot of time, and we can focus on like other aspects of the business, of course. And then, of course, the second thing is like leaving all this human error, which could be caused because like you're tired, or just maybe you're in a rush, or maybe you're multitasking and you're not really paying much attention. This leads a lot of like, potential profitability, just like, like being thrown away. So we're taking all these like potential inconveniences and just like throwing them off the table. And when we first launched the very first campaigns, we had like a forecasted ARPU. And then when the results came back, we found out it was like 3 to 4 times higher than we expected, which is amazing. But at the same time, we realized the power of the tool that we had in front. So this is what happens behind the scenes. But I believe that another important aspect is to understand the user's behavior and how we're able to make very small changes, yet get the best out of their behavior in order to, like, of course, offer the best traffic to our partners. So I'm going to quickly dive into some of the questions and doubts and, some of the people from the industry when they come across our, the world of rewarded traffic. Think about when, they see, for example, our platform. So it's like the first thing is like, oh, you're only focused on incentives. That's not going to be good traffic, because at the end of the day, when a user comes to the platform, they only want the rewards. So it's not going to be like that effective in the first place. So when we understand like the tools that we're able to have in front of us, we're able to make some like small differences and manage to take the attention off the rewards at first and highlight the games that we have. You see what I did, like Gamelight, highlighting the game, right? But how are we able to do that? So the first thing is that we have 4 super accurate recommendations per user. Why is that? Some people might think it's actually counterproductive, but it's actually brilliant, because we're able to recommend only 4 games out of the 100 plus that we have in our catalog. And plus, when a user comes across 10, 20, 30 games, the user will start shifting more the attention towards the rewards, because it's like, well, if this game doesn't work for me, like there'll be another one and I can get what I'm looking for. But actually here, it's only focusing on only 4. So it's very great for this aspect, and we're also maximizing the efficiency of our algorithm. Then the second thing is dynamic in-game events and playtime rewards. So we're shifting the focus again towards the idea that the user has to play the game in order to get the rewards. And why is that? So when we launch a campaign with a partner, we ask for in-game events that they have, for example, like slaying 100 zombies, or like, reach level 10, reach level 20, all with a degree of like difficulty, in our range. And this helps the user to just like dive into the titles that we have. Plus, another great tool that we're able to like have in our hands is the fact that the algorithm not only helps us with the recommendations, but also is helping us understanding the behavior that a user has within the objectives that we offer them. Also, just to clarify, the objectives that we give them are like under the form of like Gamelight coins, just so that we clarify this this thing. Yeah, so the user will focalize onto like, in order to get those rewards, you have to play the games that we recommend. And we also push them forward with playtime rewards, which basically are rewards given to the user per minute that they play the games that we recommend. So these like two aspects will help the user not to like, just like be there. They will understand that they're finding a platform where they will find games that they will enjoy. Lastly, we have the loyalty program, which is a aspect that the algorithm does, is able to create groups and find the users who are mostly like finding a great time with the games that we recommend. They're, they're getting the objectives. They love the titles that we do. Like they're just having a good time. And we're able to understand that these is the kind of traffic that we want to give our partners. And also, we can also do the same thing vice versa for users who are just like, they've installed our platforms. Yes, maybe they've installed a couple games, but they're not really playing them, or simply they're not here to just really have a good time or just play games. So we're able to understand those users and just basically stop giving them recommendations, so that we know that it's not good traffic for us. So we're not gonna like use basically the investment that our partners are doing to show them these users. So as a result, we have better traffic for the partners, right? Gamers will find games that they will enjoy. They will find like drivers that will help them to get bonded. And of course, the goal is like increase LTV, ARPU, all these fancy acronyms. And it's a win-win situation. You could also say it's a win-win-win because of course we take benefit of that. And we're very, like, this is what we want to like promote within our platforms. The second thing that is another like question that rolls around our industry is that there's too many apps. So like it looks like when they come across our recommendation platforms, it's just another space for like to have like another like fierce for competition. It'll be harsh. Like how can I like shine from the rest? And this again is like a solution that we're able to give them thanks to our personalized recommendations. So when we do personalized recommendations, it's like a tailor-made suggestion, like a tailor-made like recommendation list give to the users based on what they like, and we're able to understand, for example, even not only like the apps that they install, but how they behave within them. So like, for example, if I'm installing like 30 apps, but I'm actually like just playing 2 at the end of the day, this is where the algorithm will catch up and say, okay, these are the games that you like, because maybe the other 28 were just like impulsive installs and just like I'm not using them at the end of the day. So, but also like we're able to understand what the users like and what the users are really not into. So we wouldn't bother like giving a racing titles to a match 3 enjoyer because it wouldn't be efficient traffic for us. So that's the first step. And then second one, we're focusing on long-term ROAS and retention rates. So it's great, of course, for retention rates because, like I said, if we're able to direct the stream of UA for our partners, we also know that they have a backstory of like being passionate about these games, and so we're able to like achieve these retention rate goals, but also long-term ROAS. We're able to like give them constant objectives that the user will try and achieve like day after day, just like a regular game. They have like constant, like even daily objectives. So that's the under this form. And plus, we also have a suppression list that we use when we launch campaigns, which is very useful, especially for like big companies, because we know, for example, if there's like a very big title and they're struggling to find new users, the suppression list helps us which are these users that already have this game installed. And so with that, we're able to find yet new sources who yet have to discover these great titles. So as a result, every game is able to be showcased to our audience, and no matter how big your title is, or even like in which niche category does it fall into, because we will find a user that will be passionate about them. Right, so as a conclusion, what makes Gamelight different? This is the list of all the aspects that I just spoke across the whole speech. So the first thing is AI campaign optimization is great for 2 reasons. It's time saving because it saves us a lot of time of just putting hands on each campaign one by one, but also it's extremely profitable because like it's the most objective tool that we're able to give out to our partners. Secondly, time-based and in-game-based rewards. So it's shifting the attention for the users to actually play the game itself. And yeah, so, and also like time-based rewards, which are just like an extra push to the user, especially for objectives which are more hard to achieve. It'll be just like the extra motive for the user to be more, like dive into it. Third thing, custom recommendations. So we're able to understand what the user likes, what the user doesn't like. And with first the help of like selecting just 4 titles and the fact that we know which games are like the users mostly passionate about, we will do these recommendations. Lastly, the loyalty program, because we don't incentivize the installs, we reward loyalty, and we're able to do that by understanding which are the users who are having a great time and are there, to play the game. So this is the UA that we want to offer to our partners, and this is what we, what we're here for. All right, so that's my speech. Thank you so much all for being here. It's been a pleasure, speaking with all of you. And absolutely, so if you have any questions, just let me know.
Does anyone have any questions? If you have questions, just raise your hand. No? Looks like no question. But I have one question for you,
yes.
actually. You mentioned that your platform actually works all type of games, but do you have some maybe strong genres like hyper-casual, casual games? Does it work for mid-core games?
Yeah, it does. So, well, like I said, we're able to find the right stream for our users. So, like if we are also like able to understand in detail, even like small things like how do they come across our titles in the first, like our apps in the first place, really tells us if, for example, like if it's a casual title that is admon based, and if a user came across us through an advertisement, we know that they're more inclined to watch an ad, for example, if this is one of the goals that we're able to achieve them. So yeah, it's all about these small details and the fact that the algorithm is so accurate to understand like which are the titles or which game genre do they fall mostly into. So it's great under this point of view.
So, and how game developers that you're working with can understand that cooperation was successful? Like what metrics you're using and where they can check the data?
Could you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah, so for example, the game developer like using your platform, cooperating with you, how can they understand this cooperation was successful? What metrics you're using, where they can see some data?
Right, well, I will have to check with the team for that one.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any question? If not, let's just say thank you.
Oh, wait. I think there's a question right there. Yeah, I can see that.
Hi,
Sorry.
thank you for your presentation.
Yeah, no worries.
I just wanted to ask, do you have any algorithm that checks games in same genres?
An algorithm that looks at the... Could you reformulate the question for me, please?
For example, there are 5 games in the same genre, like hybrid casual, for example. How do you recommend games in same genre? It seems, as I understand from your speech, you said that you are recommending genres, different genres to people who are playing specific genres or play styles, etc. And do you have any recommendation algorithm regarding that?
So, well, the algorithm works like in terms of like how it recommends the title for every title, regardless of the genre. But I understand what you mean. So even like if, for example, like we have like 5 titles which fit best a user, even if we find out, for example, that maybe they're playing 3 games and maybe one is not really like catching their attention, like they're not really digging into it. The algorithm is able to understand that, okay, we need to switch it up, so we will start giving a new recommendation to the user, and so like also the 5th game can be showcased and have a new user to have a go with. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Lovely.
Okay, thank you very much. Anything else? Okay.
Which locations do you cover mostly, like US, like in the West or in the Southeast?
So, yeah, so the biggest geo that we have is the US. So North America by itself, US and Canada, like covers 50% of our user base. But tier 1 in general, like it's very big for us. Even Europe, we are present in I was about to say US. I need a coffee. It's actually Italy, France, Spain, Germany, UK, and the Netherlands. And yeah, we're also available in the APAC region for Australia, Japan, and South Korea.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, looks like no more question. I just have one more question.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, how do you determine the amount of coins you give for rewards? Because I see on the screenshots there was like 1K coins per minute, and another one have 600. It's about how you agree with the client or how it works.
That's like we are fully relying on the algorithm for that. So they're doing the numbers based also like on UA performance. So if we see that a user is like very engaged, they're they're there and they're going forward with the titles that we recommend, the algorithm will catch that up, and like I said, that'll put them in the loyalty program and they will give them higher rewards. So it's all done by the algorithm. We don't put any numbers on like a beginning start point or anything like that. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, thank you one more time. If anyone don't have question, let's finish this.
Thank you.
And we're gonna have another panel in 10 minutes. It's about game publishing world.